that you have to feel completely at ease with the thing. So when you are not thinking about anything and not doing anything, but just existing, you should not feel unhappy. If you are happy, then you are happy. That's in fact the state. So whenever you do something which will produce happiness for you, real happiness for you, then of course that you are in that fourth state. That fourth state is therefore not something strange to us. Only thing is that we don't think of them as important because they appear to be transient. But when you are in it, it is not transient, it is very much there. There's nothing else. It's like space. We always think of space as something outside you, but we are in space. Space is all around us. So we find that therefore the fourth state, the Turiya state, Kaivalya state, is something that is not only accessible to you, but very often we access it, but we don't think of it as very important. We say it was simply a transient thing. But in fact, that is the state that you can be in it all the time. Those of you who are devoted to reciting slokas and so on, every now and then you feel very happy. Somebody said to something else, suddenly it feels as if it is to you. Padmapatra Vishalaksha Padmanabha Surottama Bhaktanam Anirutthanam Radha Bhava Janardana. And he says, Yovam Nama Sahasrena Stodamichari Vandava Sloga Megena Sloga Nisamshaya. So, even when you want to recite, you have achieved something. And when you hear the thing, and suddenly it strikes you, my God, I am in that state at this particular time. So, there are many ways of doing the things. And the ways of doing the thing is not something that you choose, but it comes to you. It is a gift. There are people who don't believe in reciting things and they say, what is all this nonsense that you are making noise? If you at least were musical, that was good, but you are doing it out of tune. The point is that it is not the tune that is important, it is the experience that is important. So, the devotion is a very easy method of yoga, that you get into it without apparently doing anything. It is like trying to get onto the roller skates. Initially it is a little risky, but once you are on it, it appears to be very natural. And you wonder, why would people not want to do it all the time? Fortunately, we don't do it all the time because then there are so many other things to do instead of reciting slokas. But any act of devotion is a means of achieving this higher state of awareness. We are entitled to it. It is our true nature, and therefore we feel very happy. We have no need, no desire at that particular time. Sometimes it is not necessarily reciting something, but just thinking about something. Just thinking about some kind act that you did or somebody else did to you. And then you say, oh my God, this is it. I don't really need anything else. I don't have any particular desire for the thing. Again, in devotional slokas, there are things like that I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. All I want is to be completely immersed in you. So, now you may say, but there are so many people who do various archanas, various actions. Are they not missing the thing? The point is, no, if you have experienced a transcendent state in the process of participating in something, then you are in it. It is your right to be in it. And the fact that other people may say, what is all this smoke or flame all over the place, does not matter to you, because that is their view of it. And you feel sort of sorry for them. My God, they don't really see anything here. This is such a beautiful thing and they don't see it. So, in many cases, it happens that we find that we have done something very good. I'm a teacher, and so I teach, and there are many people who are grateful to what I have taught. There are some people who are not very happy with it. But when you have taught, you feel that you have achieved something. You teach not because you have to teach, but you are teaching. It is part of the knowledge, and the knowledge comes in, and it is a second chance that you get to deal with the same thoughts. But now you show it to somebody, and then you suddenly find that person's eyes shining, and you feel, oh my God, I have done it. There are other times when you say, my God, I have not done it. I teach some class of students at the university, and they are bright students who have no desire, no intention of learning. They will ask 3 questions. What are the examinations like? Where is your office? And what do I have to do to get an A? The more ambitious ones will say A+. But I have found that many of those people have no desire, in which you explain some subtle point which will indicate. Because they say, who cares? I want only the A. And once you get the A, then there is nothing else. But there are so many people who are grateful to you for opening their eyes to something. And sometimes when they say about the thing, tell something about it, your eyes are opened and you say, my God, this is very much like my child. I mean, I fed him food when he was young, and now he is able to say all kinds of good things. So we have many occasions in life in which you find transient experiences of the heavenly state. And Vedanta is simply the statement of this particular thing. It is the theoretical physics of the existence. It says that what is that we are made of, what are the various states that we can have. The fact that it does not go with common sense simply means that common sense is not very uncommon. In Malayalam they say, Bodhijanam ir kalideyanu. Because people in general say things and they don't even think what they are saying because of the fact that. Now, I mean, as donkeys are very bright because they know precisely when not to do any work. But we think that public opinion is supposed to do work, but actually it is very much like the donkey. It does not want to do things unless it wants to do. But anyway, the reason I want to mention this one is to say that whether it is in public life or in private life, in terms of your job or in terms of your duties, professional duties, you have many occasions in which you feel very pleased with yourself. And if you teach, if the student is interested in learning, then teaching is a pleasure. There are many times when my wife says, now, are you through? Then shall we go home? So I said, yeah, in 5 minutes. Then somebody will come and then say, I have one question to ask you. And then it goes on for a while. She gets very angry, but on the other hand, she says, she was a professor, so she knows that it is a possible way of existence. But she says, but why do you keep on talking? I mean, why don't you tell them to come tomorrow? The point is that when you are having such a wonderful time, who wants to stop? And so I am in some sense very grateful to destiny that both my professional activities as a scientist as well as a teacher are both things which give me great source of joy. Of course, great irritation also, because when you sit down and you want to write something and the pen is there and it is ready, the paper is there, and you are there and your eyes are open, but somehow or other nothing comes out. And then you write something, and then you know that when you write something which against your own better judgment, it does not come out right. But it happens. But everybody asks the question, have you written down the notes for the thing? Point is that if I could write down the notes, then why should I write it? Because then I can talk about it. So